after the unprecedented crackdown by central agencies on the Popular Front of India on Thursday, the outfit called for a 12-hour hartal to protest against the raids. But during its hartal, the PFI unleashed violence in Kerala and Tamil Nadu. Public property was vandalized, petrol bombs were thrown at BJP offices and tires were burnt to stop traffic in Wayanad. PFI and SDPI workers even forced people in Kannur to shut their businesses. This comes as seizures and arrests against PFI units continue across the country. The big question emerges, is the PFI indulging in violence because it is rattled by the crackdown as more and more damning evidence comes to light? Before I get the guests, here's what happened today.
Destruction, vandalism, anarchy. A day after the biggest crackdown on Popular Front of India, its members went on a rampage in Kerala and Tamil Nadu. The PFI had called a bandh to protest against the midnight raids and arrest of its key leaders by central agencies. But PFI members used their hartal call as an excuse to go on a vandalism spree. State-owned buses and auto rickshaws were pelted with stones.
Inside this bus, we can see that there are fragments of glass that is there all over. There are big stones that are inside this. So this is a condition in most of the vehicles where buses have been damaged like this.
Tires were burnt and even private vehicles were not spared.
That the hartal supporters, they took away the key and blocked the road. Now the police have gave a direct connection and now they have started this truck. So the technique was to just to block the truck and take away the key.
PFI workers were even caught on camera hurling petrol bombs at the offices of the RSS and the BJP. In some places, PFI workers tried to forcibly shut shops that were open despite their hartal call, but locals gave it back to them. The protest turned violent. The Kerala High Court initiated suo motu cognizance against PFI leaders for calling flash hartal despite it being banned by the court earlier.
So far in all across state, more than 400 persons have been put under preventive arrest and more than 500 persons have been arrested.
From being a threat to national security to vandalizing public property, is it time to ban the PFI once and for all?
And now let me give you an overview of the funding structure of the Popular Front of India, namely the flow of funds from outside the country. Multiple organizations front the fundraising operations of the PFI. These include the India Fraternity Forum, Muslim Relief Network and Islamic Development Banks. Then let's have a look at the business model. The PFI, in fact, runs manpower supply companies in United Arab Emirates and Saudi Arabia. 30,000 cadres from Uttar Pradesh, Tamil Nadu and Kerala work in these firms, which is largely a manpower supply firm. The PFI deducts 100 dirhams from salaries of cadres working in UAE. And the Popular Front of India, in fact, generates almost 3 million dirhams every month because of that deduction of salaries of those cadres who are working in the United Arab Emirates. And this footprint is getting bigger and spans across the globe. If we look at the UAE alone, the nation has seen regular visits by PFI leaders from Kerala. PFI leadership visits Muslim Brotherhood strongholds. PFI leaders lay out their money laundering and hawala operations hubs in the UAE is what sources in the Intelligence Bureau are telling CNN News 18. And they operate multiple real estate and car rental businesses. Now let's take a look at Saudi Arabia, where the operations are fronted by the Indian Social Forum and Indian Fraternity Forum. PFI lures Indian nationals during Hajj, that is the pilgrimage that Muslims take. and then money for terror operations is sent to India via hawala and gold smuggling routes. Then it is pumped via e-wallets in the name of legal aid. Take a look at Oman now. PFI operations here work under the Social Forum umbrella and with the ISF and IFF. Kerala wing of the PFI, the NDF propagates radical ideology via tarbiya, which is essentially tarbiyat, or telling the culture, teaching education. Big hawala funding, 44 lakh recently has been sent to India alone. And money is sent directly to rehab, including Rehab India Foundation. Radicalization operation takes place via multiple organizational fronts is what Intelligence Bureau is saying. And these organizational fronts are SF, ISF, WFS and WSKA. Now, take a look at Turkey. The PFI has established a base with the help of Indian students in Turkey. The PFI raises funds with the help of Indian students there, is what sources in the Intelligence Bureau is saying. So this is a global footprint. That's the reason why their entire funding is now under the radar of the NIA and the entire investigation agencies. Joining me now, Binay Kumar Singh. He's the author of Bleeding India, 4 Aggressors, 1,000 Cuts. Shahid Ali is an advocate and leader of United Muslims Forum. We also have SP Vaid, former DGP of Jammu and Kashmir. I'm going to begin with you, SP Vaid. If you look at the details that are coming in, one would say that this was only waiting to happen, because in several meetings that were held with the Home Minister and in the past also, the DGPs have spoken about the role of the PFI and how the PFI has been in the crosshairs of the security agencies for long.
Maria, look at the web, the way so intelligently planned so that this funding does not come under the scrutiny of any agency. Look at it. If you have placed 30,000 people in Gulf or in West Asia, and they are sending in routine money to their families, and out of that you deduct 10 dirhams or 100 dirhams. Look at the amount. You yourself said how many millions of dirhams are generated, and it goes undetected. So to lay hand on such an argument, it has its political wing, SDPI, it has a women wing, campus front, it has the trade union, lawyers wing to defend it in the courts. You name it, and it's manned by all educated doctors, engineers, lawyers, and to take on to such a organization which is out there colliding with all the international forces which are against the country and want to stop the march of India becoming a global power by creating internal strife. Now, this organization wanted Taliban type of Islam in India, and that's why radicalizing, training, even training of IDs and bomb making. Look at the plan.
We have Shahid Ali also joining us, SP Vaid. Let me take a quick question from him. Shahid Ali, the evidence is mounting against the Popular Front of India. And instead of coming clean, the body has taken this route in which they are protesting the manner in which they are doing, throwing stones, hurling bombs. And what really is the purpose of this hartal?
There is a difference between evidence and allegations. I think these are the allegations only. Whether these allegations are supported by evidences or not. Now, these evidences as well as allegations will be scrutinized by the courts. As and when matter is put before the court, the doodh ka doodh and pani ka pani will come out of this. So, I think this will be an early stage to make any kind of comment that they are terrorists or they are not terrorists.
No, but nobody is saying that they are terrorists. But something that is becoming very clear is, and I'm going to tell you something about what the Kerala government said in 2012, because that is the reason why Popular Front of India today doesn't have any political support. none of the politicians across party lines have
I think
said,
you are not appreciating
said,
me. I think
said,
you are not.
said
I think you are not
that-
appreciating me.
No, I'm appreciating whatever your point is. You can continue to make your point. I'm not supposed to be appreciate or otherwise. My question here is that right now you do not have any political support or any popular support because of your antecedents. In 2012, the Kerala government had informed the High Court that the PFI was nothing but a resurrection of the banned outfit students Islamic movement of India, that is SIMI, in another form. So this is what is being said by those where, in states where we have seen a significant, in fact, district after district, there are 70-80% of Muslim population. The larger sense is that this is about massive radicalization and Islamization, which is what is being controlled by the Indian state and which is being resisted. Tell us, Mr. Shahid Ali, how is this kind of vandalism justified?
I'm not justifying the vandalism, but what you are accusing or what you are alleging about the comment of a government or the stand of a government against PFI, that may be because of the reason that the PFI is getting the power over there is becoming stronger day by day. So they may be afraid of that tomorrow PFI may come into power. So that may also be what I'm saying, that the allegations and the evidences, whatever evidences the investigating agencies have collected so far, those evidences, let those evidences placed before the court.
Yes, that those evidences will be placed before the court, Shahid Ali. Those evidences will be placed before the court. But the question is that if you are objecting to the action being taken by the investigating agencies, then PFI members will start resorting to violence in district after district of the country. Is that how things will be? Is that what the rule of the land is? Come in on this, Binay Kumar Singh. Binay Kumar Singh. Binay Kumar Singh, PFI describes itself as neo-social movement which strives for the empowerment of marginalized sections of India. Today it doesn't enjoy any political patronage, and I'm going to emphasize it again and again because across party lines nobody is coming out to even say that the action that has been taken by NIA is wrong. And multiple state governments and multiple states, just look at in 2021 what happened. At the annual police meet that was organized by the IB, Assam DGP had said that PFI has given an aggressive push to its agenda and propaganda campaign by focusing majorly in Muslim majority districts of Assam. Similar observations were made by the DGPs of other states. The question then is that has the time come for this organization to be banned?
The story is very simple, loud and clear. That SIMI is a banned terrorist outfit and PFI is not connected to SIMI. PFI is SIMI. It is the same wine into the new bottle with a new brand name. It is not just connected to terrorist outfit. It is basically a terrorist outfit. And let me put the things in such a way that if you go through a document, a very famous document, it is in the public domain, the CPI Maoists, they have a document called UPUA.
Yes.
Urban perspective or work in urban area.
Yes.
So they have two headings. One is Tactical United Fronts. They are reaching out to other organizations, like-minded organizations. And the other heading is Legal Democratic Format. So even the CPI Maoists, radical organizations like PFI, they work in a format of legal democratic setup. So that's why, and this legal democratic setup is a camouflage. So you are seeing Tiranga Yatras, you can see charity works, you can see the humanitarian organizations working with PFI. So that is just a camouflage to fool others. And one more thing, that there is two visions for future India. One vision is the government of India's vision. They want India to come out of the badge of, developing nation. We want to move into the next league. And the other vision is of the PFI. They want to dismember India. They want to dismantle India. They want to divide India. They want to bleed India and want India to turn into a caliphate. And I think we must appreciate the action taken by the MHA, the Prime Minister, the Home Minister and his team, that this is a very strong and timely action against a terrorist outfit. And I'm not apologetic. I am not, I am not sorry to say that this is not a normal organization. This is basically a terrorist outfit which wants India to become exporter of terrorism. And you can see an
Those
example
are very
that
strong
the
words that
United
are coming
States
in.
Department, just 10 seconds.
Yes.
The
Please
United
go ahead.
Department for State,
Huh.
they have issued a list
Very,
of 66
very
IEC
interesting thing. Very
which were
interesting
from
thing.
India, and they have PFI
It's
credentials.
really very
They have a
interesting.
PFI background.
The person in power is accusing everyone. Everyone
Sir,
that they are
don't try
terrorists,
to
they are
seal
terrorists, they are terrorists.
PFI. Don't,
So
you are trying to make a
it's
jalebi
really,
of the thing.
isn't funny?
Don't
Isn't
try to
funny
go
that
soft
you have
on
been
the terrorists
accusing
also.
everyone to be terrorists? Please allow
No, it is
investigative
not like
agencies
that.
to investigate
It
the
is
matter
not
thoroughly.
like that. Even
And
Ajmal
I
Kasam
request
was
you,
given
I
a chance
request
for a
you,
fair
I
trial.
request
But
the
he was
party in
hanged 4
politics,
years
if
after
they
the
have
incident.
courage,
What
if they have
happened in
courage,
2008
to allow
Mumbai
them to
attacks?
investigate against other parties as well, other
No.
organizations as well.
Don't
Those who are affiliated with this,
blame the
with the
government for
party in
having a
power.
casual
Tamil
approach.
Hindu Parishad, the Bajrang
The
Dal.
government is very professional. They have done a good amount of homework, and there are truckload of evidence against PFI. There are truckload of evidence against PFI, and that's why it has taken that much time. It was a long pending demand for the last 10 years to ban PFI. And this time has taken because there is a truckload of evidence, and our agencies, they have worked well on paperwork, on collecting evidence, on everything. And you don't accuse the government of India, even of terrorists like Kasab. The next hour, the country was aware that he's a terrorist, he's killed innocents. The judiciary was aware, the police was aware, but then also we gave him a fair chance. And he was hanged 4 years later after the terrorist act. So don't accuse, don't blame the government like this. The government is not casual in its approach. It is very professional. The agency is very professional. The NIA is a professional agency. Don't blame it like that.
Okay. I have just enough time for the final comments from SP Ved. SP Ved, the PFI's operations overall across the country and its modus operandi is very, very clear now. We have seen how there have been unrest that has been clear, you know, and PFI members have been behind the entire hijab unrest that happened in Karnataka, behind what happened in Hathras and the protests that were organized there as well. Now the question is what happens to the Campus Front of India and also to the SDPI?
Maria, India is a country ruled by law, and evidence will be collected. Painstaking investigation has been done by all the central agencies and state police, and there is truckloads of evidence which will be placed before the court. And I'm sure the government is going to ban also, but banning is not only the solution, because it can come out with another name. Yesterday it was Simi, then today it is PFI. But what was required is the coordinated action, which I must compliment the Honorable Prime Minister and Home Minister, and that is what was required. We must not only go after it, decimate such organizations, because they are against the spirit of India. They are against the multicultural society of India, and they are colliding with the foreign forces, and whether it is Campus Front of India, whether it is all its intelligence wing, its armed wing, its training wing, all need to be raided and taken care of. And I think we must arrest all their cadres, close their offices, and go after all out.
Yes, and they cannot protest the manner in which they did. Stone pelting, burning buses. This is not what you do. Hartals cannot be called only because you feel that action is unjustified. Play it out. If your members have not done anything wrong, as you say, then please handle it in the court of law. There are courts of the country. That's where it has to be settled. Yes, Binay Kumar Singh, quickly, 10 seconds to you.
I request to the government of India, and I think they are already aware of that, what Vaidya sir has just mentioned, that PFI, if it is banned, it will become CFI, DFI, EFI, anything. It is not a single organization. It is a modus operandi, and it is a conglomerate. It is association of more than 300 organizations. 300 organizations are there. So if we ban PFI, it will come with some other name.
Okay.
So we want to have a 360-degree banning process. We should ban PFI in its full format.
All right. Binay Kumar Singh, I have really run out of short of time, really. Thank you so much. Shahid Ali and also SP Ved. We're slipping into a short break. After that, an interesting conversation with an Iranian woman who lives in India. What she has to say about that shocking image where Christiane Amanpour was denied an interview only because she refused to wear a hijab. All this is happening after Mahsa Amini, the face of protest and the face of resistance in Iran, was killed at the hands of morality police. That and much more when I return. Stay with us.